So, today I wanted to talk to you about a common relationship issue that a lot of people don't even realize has happened to them. And I wanted to talk to you about it because it is one of the things that keeps so many women from having great relationships that once they have experienced this thing, they end up losing trust and they end up losing their self esteem. They end up losing their ability sometimes to really love another person again. And that is gaslighting. So, if this is your first time watching me, my name is Keisha Rice, and single millennial Christian women come to me when they have everything else. They have the career, they have the education, they have the great friends, but they're still looking for that perfect purpose partner. So, back to this issue of gaslighting. And I want to be clear that gaslighting doesn't happen in just romantic relationships. It's where I happen to see it the most in my experience. But it also happens with family members, with friends, even on the job, managers will gaslight their employees. So I want you to keep this in mind because if you've ever experienced this, it will seriously color the way that you think about relationships and it can prevent you from having a great one. So I'm going to read to you the definition of gaslighting, and this is from Psychology Today. It says, gaslighting is a form of persistent manipulation and brainwashing that causes the victim to doubt her or himself and ultimately lose her or his own sense of perception, identity, and self-worth. The term is derived from the 1944 film Gaslight, in which a husband tries to convince his wife that she's insane by causing her to question herself and her reality. So this is how gaslighting works. And I just want you to listen very carefully to this because if you've been a victim of gaslighting, then all of this is going to sound very familiar to you. So what happens is when a person tries to gaslight another person, they often exaggerate the truth and sometimes they just flat out lie. So this will sound something like this. So-and-so is just a loser and it's time that she realizes that. Or the work that you do is really just pointless and it's not helping anyone. Why do you stay on that job? Or I told you that this is how I like things organized. Why are you constantly screwing up? Why is it that you never know how to put things in the right order? When a person gaslights somebody else, they are trying to destroy that person's self-esteem. And the reason why they are trying to destroy your self-esteem is because they want you to be more dependent on them. They don't want you to know that you can go out there and that you can have healthy and fulfilling relationships with other people. So the person who is gaslighting someone will start with those lies and those exaggerations, like the ones that I just mentioned. And what they do is they escalate it. So the escalating is things like repetition, repeating over and over again. You know you're such a loser, right? Or if you say that you were hurt by something that they did, they will just deny it. I never did that. I never said that. You're crazy. You just don't remember things correctly. That's not at all how it happened. So they will continue to stick to it. They will stick to this lie. They will say it over and over again. And they will also escalate the lie. So this sounds something like you confront them because they stole $10 out of your wallet. And their response is something like, first of all, I never stole that money. I don't know where you're getting from that I stole that money. You're the one who's always taking from people. You're the one who's always selfish. You're the one who's always abusing people. And in fact, like maybe you're also forgetful. So maybe you just lost that money and you don't know what you're talking about. So they will repeat it. They will say that they never did it. It never happened. And then they will also escalate by starting to say more and more bad things about you. Because again, the point of someone who is gaslighting someone is they want you to feel that you are crazy. They want you to feel like you are worthless. They want you to feel like you are lucky to have them in your lives. So when a person gaslights, I'm sorry, I am looking at my notes real quick, they're also going to wear you down. And that is where the repetition comes in, because they're going to say bad things about you. They're going to exaggerate your worst qualities. So even if there's a grain of truth to what they're saying about you and your personality, they're going to blow it up to be way bigger than it actually is. So they're going to exaggerate and they're going to repeat. And in the process of repeating and escalating and making it bigger, they are going to wear you down. They're going to wear your self-esteem down to it is absolutely nothing. To it is completely on the bottom. Your self-esteem has been trashed. And then once they get to that point where you are almost completely worn down, they're going to start giving you false hope. So all of a sudden, this person who's been gaslighting you is going to be nice. They're going to be complimentary. Or they're going to say, hey, I know we've been having our issues or whatever, but here's the thing. I'm starting to have a change of heart and I'm thinking that there's really some hope for this relationship. I just think that if you and I could just work on these things, then our relationship will be so much better and we can make this work. We can make this happen. And you'll start to feel like, okay, maybe things aren't as bad as I thought they were. And just when you start thinking that, the cycle will start over and over again, and it doesn't stop. Someone who is gaslighting you will also try to do their best to control you. So part of that is wearing you down and eroding your self-esteem so that you don't go out in the first place. But they will also try to control who you can hang out with, what types of activities that you can do, because someone who is gaslighting you wants you completely under their control. So these are just a few of the symptoms of or signs of being gaslit by someone. And I want you to know that if you are in this situation, one, run. Just completely get out of the relationship, whether this is a relationship with someone that you're dating romantically, whether this is a friend of yours. I know that if this is a job situation, it's going to be a little bit harder, but maybe you need to start looking at, is it possible for you to switch departments? Maybe you need to go ahead and start looking for another job so that you have something in place so that you can leave. If it is a family member, you need to start spending less time with them. Maybe you need to not answer the phone. Maybe you need to just cut ties with this person, family member or not. Because someone who is committed to gaslighting you and making you think that you're crazy is likely not going to change. And if they are going to change, you can't change them. Therapy, a mental health professional, that can change them if they're committed to making that change. And God can change them, but you can't. All you can do is move away, protect yourself, and pray for them from afar, from a distance. But if you find yourself in this situation, or if you've been a victim of gaslighting, just know that one, it's not your fault. Two, the things that the person has said about you are not true. And three, that in order to truly heal from this is the time where you need to take some time to take care of yourself. You need to take some time to work on improving your self-worth. You need to take some time to find people who are going to be supportive of you, who really and truly love you, and who will show you that all these things that this person said about you are not true. So I hope that this video helps. And please, if you know anyone who you think may be in this situation, feel free to share this video with them. And I will talk to you soon.